joined by Wichita State head coach Get an opening statement on the game, please, and we'll take a couple questions.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard-fought ball game by both teams, back and forth. Obviously, more offense than pitching, but in the end, we were able to get back even and ahead a couple of times, but we're never able to hang on to it. And obviously, the big ball really hurt us tonight there towards the end.
Okay, if we have any questions on the Zoom, just raise your hand. Use the raise hand feature, and we'll get you in again. We'll start with just a quick question. Can you just get your thoughts on, as you touched on, coming back to tie at 7-7, then just seeing a couple of pretty good individual performances down the stretch there for Houston and kind of put it away.
Yeah. Well, we had our guy out there, Connor Holden. He's been our guy all year, and last thing you ever expect is for him to give up a couple of home runs late in the ball game. I mean, he's been pitching late in the ball game, doing a heck of a job for us all year long. So we had the right guy in there. He just wasn't his night.
Is it too simplistic to say 11 left on base, and that really is
well, I mean, it's more so our pitching. When you give up 10 runs, it's more so on the pitching side of things. I mean, we scored 7, but yeah, obviously we did leave some runners on. There were more opportunities there for us, but ultimately it was just about our pitching tonight and not getting it done.
I think it's the last one for me is just looking ahead. How much would a day off have mattered in a game like this when pitching's maybe at a premium?
Yeah, it'd be big. I mean, Houston's in good shape tomorrow because they don't have to play. We got to come back and play right away. So, but that's what happens when you get the loser bracket. You're going to be playing more baseball games. So we'll just take it one game at a time, as cliche as that sounds, and just get our entire focus on tomorrow.
We do have a question in the queue. We'll go to Joseph Duarte from the Houston Chronicle, please.
Coach, in terms of what they did offensively, Garcia wasn't a guy that had seen a lot this year. When you prepared or where you were looking at matchups or guys in order, did anything jump out about him that would indicate that he'd have this type of night against you guys?
No, not really. I mean, I tell you what, he looked really comfortable in the box tonight, though. I mean, he looked very comfortable in the box, and obviously the results followed him. So, yeah, he really hurt us tonight.
And on the other end, Hernandez is obviously a name that you're familiar with for what he can do, potential-wise. That inning, when you guys had climbed back into it, those shots can be real deflating. I'm sure what you saw from him as far as what he's done this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's big and strong, and he gets hits at the right time for Houston. And as I mentioned before, we felt good about bringing Connor Holden in the game in that particular situation, but it just looked like he left a fastball out over, and Ryan pulled his hands in, and he's obviously very strong and powered it over the fence.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, thanks for giving us a few minutes at this late hour. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, joined now by Houston head coach Todd Whitting. Coach, we'll take an opening statement. Your thoughts on the game, please, and we'll open up to a couple of questions.
Well, I'm just proud of their resiliency. It's a team. It's probably one of my favorite teams that I've ever had, and we've had some tremendous teams at the University of Houston, and it's just because they're so gritty. Things haven't gone our way a lot, throughout the season, but they just don't quit. And you saw that tonight. I mean, we give up a 4-run lead, and they just keep grinding away, and they've done that all year long. That we've played that game a lot of times. So, they play hard for me. They play hard for each other, and I just appreciate their effort.
We'll open up to questions. We'll start with Joseph Duarte, please.
Hey, Todd. Wanted to see if I could start off with the Santiago, the decision there. He hasn't played, got a lot of opportunities, but was it a matchup issue, or what did you see, in giving him the nod tonight and how he responded with the 4 hits?
Well, with them going with the lefty, it was an automatic. That's what we're going to do, is just the matchups, just looking at the splits. But, he's had some good at-bats in the last couple of weeks. Early, didn't get a whole lot of opportunity. He's a veteran player. And that's how special things happens when guys that have kind of been buried on that bench all season come through. But just proud of him, for getting there. He had some massive hits for us tonight. Not only did he have 4 hits, but there were some big ones in there.
Gotcha.
Take the next one from James, please.
Yeah, Todd, I know you've talked about just, how important pitching is to, make a deep run in this tournament. Can you just talk about the importance of, getting this day off, getting some arms, some rest, just, getting into that winner's bracket, winning day 1?
Well, it's huge getting day, not having to play on day 2 is huge. You got to win this first game if you're going to win this tournament. But I told our pitching staff, last weekend, East Carolina, there is no more roles. There's no starting pit. There's no, this guy's going to start game 1, game 2, 3. There's no closer. There's no middle guy. Everybody is available every single game. And that's how we're going to go through this entire tournament. Yes, having a day off is going to be big for us to get some of those guys some rest, but that's how we're going to go throughout the whole deal. I have no idea who we're going to throw next, but I know you're going to see a lot of guys multiple times this week if we can keep playing deep in this deal. But I do want to say also, Jose Torrealba was lights out. And you're talking about a kid that, didn't have a lot of success early in the season. To be honest with you, wasn't even on our travel roster for conference for at least 2 weekends. And when, didn't get down, didn't get upset, kept grinding and working and doing all the right things. And it's fun to see it pay off for a kid like that, who probably had the best outing of his life.
Todd, what is it about a guy like Jose where did you see the light kind of come on at some point, or what sort of turned him around from not being on that travel roster to, doing what he did tonight?
Well, I tell you, a big key for Jose has been Coach Bond. Coach Bond 1000% has believed in him since the day he walked on campus. Even though he did have some tough outings, and didn't play well, but Jose is just a selfless kid. There's not a selfish bone in his body. He loves to play baseball. The times that he did not make the roster, he called me and he didn't complain. He wasn't whining. He wasn't defending himself. All he said was, "Coach, I'm going to keep working and get better." And that's why I said it's really fun when it works out for a kid like it did tonight.
And then, of course, I guess with Ryan, you've seen what Ryan can do throughout his career here. That after they had tied the game to answer like that, how obviously it was big, but how big was that moment for you guys to answer back as quickly as you did?
Well, it's huge. He's one of my captains. He's the leader of this club. He's been here for a couple of years. He desperately wants to see this program do well and play in the NCAA tournament. He's a 100% committed team kid. He's kind of the vocal leader on our ball club, and guys kind of rally around him. So it's fun to see guys like tonight, go out there and have some success. That's why you do this.
Was Zach available, Todd?
No, he wasn't available tonight. I mean, maybe for a Kirk Gibson moment or something, off the bench to take one swing, but outside of that, he's day to day right now.
Is that something that happened late in the year, those last couple series, or
he just he banged his knee up against the Saturday night Central Florida game.
Okay.
On the slide, and it just he's just got a deep bruise. It's pretty painful for him, and he's a tough kid. He's played through a hand injury all year, and so I don't doubt his toughness one bit. And as soon as he's ready to go, he'll let me know.
And if I could ask one more, Todd, you guys came in finishing rough to the regular season, but to get this one, knowing that, it's kind of, you got to win out to get into the tournament at this point. What was there a unified message that you gave me? You mentioned about everybody on deck, all hands on deck, but was there anything that the guys spoke about, or did y'all meet privately or team meeting that kind of laid it out for them?
I think they just believe, they know this is an NCAA team. It's not going to be an at-large team this year. We stubbed our toe down the end, but you can't forecast the future. But sometimes when you go through things like that, it's good for you. It'll break you or make you tougher. And we've had some tough losses late that have definitely made us tougher as a team. And a lot of teams could have just quit, weeks ago, and they didn't. They don't quit, and that's just a testament to our leadership. The coaching staff's done a tremendous job with these guys. My captains, I have 7 captains who've all done a tremendous job of rallying the troops and just keep them playing. And, we'll just try to find different ways to win every day.
Thanks, Todd.
Todd, if I could ask one more, Brandon Burkell, he's obviously, played a huge role for this team as a freshman. What's it like just seeing a guy like that get, his first home run in a big moment like that and add some insurance there?
Oh, it's huge for him, because he's grinding. He's a freshman. We got 3 freshmen we play every day, and those guys get to this time of year and sometimes hit a wall. He's kind of hit one a little bit lately, but it's funny. The at bat before, I walked up to him and I told him, I said, "Aren't you about due for a home run? You haven't hit one yet," and he's got a little pop in that bat. So I was happy for him. He ambushed that first pitch of that at bat and it sent it way out of the ballpark. So hopefully that'll get him jump started and get him going.
John, if I could ask one more on Santiago, you ever seen a guy in one night bump his average this late, 105 points? That's not a bad night.
Who's that, Santi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What's he hitting now? I don't even know
He's
what it
at
is.
290. He went up from
290,
185 to 290.
I like for that sucker to be up about 330, 340 by the time we leave Clearwater. With maybe a few homers.
Yeah.
He's sitting right over here. He's hearing everything I'm saying.
Coach, thanks for giving us a few minutes tonight at this late hour, particularly. All right. And we'll bring in Santiago Garcia here just.
All right, guys. Thanks for staying up late. See you guys.
Okay, joined now by Santiago Garcia from Houston. Just please feel free to fire away with questions.
Well, Santiago, you just heard your coach there. Not a bad night's work when you can get 4 hits and bump that average up like you did.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to do that. It's great to have that success. But honestly, just trying to focus more on quality at bats. That's one of our big thing as an offense. We just want to, have a quality at bat. You're trying to put a barrel on a ball, do something productive that kind of helps the offense and helps our team win. So I was just glad I was able to do that. Go up there 4 times, have 4 quality at bats. Just sticking with an approach. Coach Kidd does an excellent job of, giving us approach, giving us info. So we can go up there to have, trying to have the best chance of success possible. So I have to commend the coaching staff, Coach Kidd and Coach Belo as well. They do a great job of getting us prepared, getting us ready, and that kind of led to that.
What's this season been like for you, Santiago, that you don't get a lot of opportunities, so you got to have to make the most of them, but you have to be ready at the same time. So, I mean, has it been sort of a tough year to adjust or to, kind of stay ready?
Honestly, I'd say more than anything, it's been gratifying. It's been one that's humbling, but one that, like you said, it's enjoy every moment. As being a 5th-year guy, this is my last year of eligibility. It's obviously staying prepared, doing everything you have to do to be prepared and be ready, but also, taking moments to understand that, I'm still getting to play college baseball for an excellent program that I'm, grateful that, recruited me and brought me in. So it's just being able to, be where your feet are, just enjoy the moment and make the most of it and just have fun.
Santi, Coach Whitting was saying, a minute ago, how y'all could have just hung your heads low after, dropping your last 6 in the regular season. But y'all, kept fighting, came in. How big is, this win? Obviously, getting the day off, but just as a confidence boost, taking the first game in the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, obviously, like you said, we had hit a skid, 6 games, but we know that's not us. We know that's not, what our program's been this year. But sometimes that's baseball. You're going to hit those skids where things just aren't going to go your way. It's continuing to prepare and, prepare the right way, work hard and do the right things. And, we knew eventually we were going to get back on track and back to doing what Houston does. It was nice to see it, happen game 1. So we get that off day, an extra day to kind of rest and recover. But, obviously, like Coach Whitting said earlier, we never quit. There was never any kind of hanging our heads, quitting, giving up. Just, continuing to, show up every day, put your hard hat on and go to work.
Are y'all a little bit looser, Santiago, knowing that you come in and it's not a, there's everything to gain and nothing to lose? I mean, you guys sort of have, are you able to maybe play a little looser when you're in that role, or you felt like there's a lot of pressure just to have to win out to get into the tournament?
I wouldn't say there's any pressure. This is what we've been working hard for all year. So, it's fun to play meaningful games in May, to come into this tournament and, play games that mean a lot. So, I wouldn't say there's any pressure. It's more of a privilege to play in these games. And, like I said, I think we're just, excited to be here, excited to have fun and play baseball and know that we can do something special, because we truly believe we can.
And real quick, if I could ask you about Jose's performance there late, to get out of the jam in the 7th, and then he was just lights out, in the 8th and 9th. What having a guy like that to come in and do that, and going through what he's gone through, not being on the travel squad for a few series.
Oh, I mean, Coach Whitting, hit the nail on the head. I mean, he's a great kid, a guy that's always wanting to work, always wanting to get better, and never complains. He's always, like I said, trying to get better and wanting to help the team any way he can. So to see him go out there and have that success, it's awesome. I was calling him caballo, which horse in Spanish. He was being a horse out there tonight, mowing him down. So it was awesome to see. Couldn't be happier for him. Great kid. Glad to see it happen.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Any further questions? Santiago, thank you. Enjoy the day off.
Thank you so much. Thank you for staying up.
Santiago.
The Cougs.
Thanks.
All right. So again, tomorrow's schedule, Wednesday, Wichita State and UCF on the Houston side of the bracket. It'll be approximately 6:30, and then Houston and Memphis approximately 4:30 on Thursday. We'll get started tomorrow with Tulane and USF at 3, and then Thursday get started with East Carolina, Cincinnati at 1. Thanks to both for sticking with us.
No, thank you, Chuck.
All right, take care, guys. All right.